This is stocking stitch or stockinette stitch. It's a basic knitted fabric, and it's made by knitting a row and purling a row. You'll notice here that my little sample is curling along the sides and from the bottom, and that's just the way that stockinette stitch is. It's always going to do that no matter what yarn and needles you use. A lot of beginners think that they're doing something wrong when this happens, but that's just the nature of the stitch. You can help control the curl a little bit by adding maybe a garter stitch or seed stitch border. You can add a few rows in one of those two stitches before you begin stockinette, and then work a few more rows in garter or seed stitch before you bind off, and then adding some stitches along the sides of your work too that you work either in garter stitch or seed stitch will help your fabric lay flat, but there's probably still going to be a little bit of curl left to it. When I do stocking stitch, usually my row 1 is a knit row, so I cast on and then I start with a knit row, and then my row 2 is a purl row. If you want, after you cast on, you can do a purl row first as your row 1, and then the knit row is your row 2. Either way, it doesn't matter, as long as you're knitting a row and purling a row alternately. So I'm just knitting here for my row 1. And if you're a beginner and you don't know how to cast on, or you don't know how to make the knit stitch or purl stitch, I have separate videos for those that I go slower. There's my knit row and then my purl row. And of course you're just repeating that throughout. Knit a row and purl a row. So that's it. That's stocking stitch or stockinette stitch.